Well, this should be a good one. That's right. We reported earlier. Mayor Bass has fired the fire chief, and there's a press conference going on. We're gonna watch it, go over it, maybe have a good laugh. Let me know what you think in the comments as you guys got notified. If you catch this video later while it's not live, you can always comment on the bottom. But this is breaking news. Remember the fires from a few months ago? How everyone was blaming Bass. Well, now she's blaming the police chief, I guess. And honestly, the police chief, to me, not the police chief, sorry, the fire chief, seemed to be the most honest one there. But let's go and see what Bass has to say.
Acting in the best interest.
Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Acting in the best interest of Los Angeles public safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department, I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief.
Straight to the point. Just met with Chief Prowley and removed her as fire chief. You're fired, basically. Hold on.
Of the fire department of Los Angeles Public Safety and for the operations of the Los Angeles Fire Department, I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief. I have appointed a 41-year veteran of the fire department, former Chief Deputy Ronald Villanueva, as interim fire chief.
New fire
He is
chief right there.
respected and ready to hit the ground running. So let me be clear. Our firefighters acted heroically during the Palisades fire, and they act heroically every single day. That is without question. Bringing new leadership to the fire department is what they and the people of Los Angeles deserve.
She wasn't even
As you know,
in
I have called for a full
country.
investigation of everything leading up to January 7th. A necessary step to the investigation was the president of the Fire Commission telling Chief Crowley to do an after-action report on the fires. The fire chief refused.
She doesn't want to do an after action report, so that's why she fired, I guess. That's her excuse.
Leading up to January 7th. A necessary step to the investigation was the president of the Fire Commission telling Chief Crowley to do an after-action report on the fires. The fire chief refused. We all know that 1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty on the morning the fires broke were instead
there was no
sent
water
home on Chief Crowley's watch. These actions required her removal. While the department is in the experienced and expert hands of Chief Villanueva, my office will lead a national search, and I will speak directly with firefighters and Angelenos about what they want to see in the next fire chief. I will use a similar process as I did in searching for our police chief. The business of the fire department and the city will continue. Our heroic firefighters are on the job in our firehouses, engines, trucks, and
Who thinks this is
ambulances.
ridiculous?
The recovery of the Palisades is months ahead of expectations. Los Angeles is moving forward on all fronts, and we will keep moving forward together. I'd now like to introduce the chief of the Los Angeles.
It's a new chief being introduced, fire chief. The other one was fired. Yeah. What a mess.
Los Angeles is moving forward on all fronts, and we will keep moving forward together.
You get reelected,
I'd now like to introduce the chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department, Ronnie Villanueva.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Looks like she's
I am humbled
throwing
by
people
your
under the
confidence
bus.
in me. I've spent 41 years at the Los Angeles City Fire Department, working alongside the finest fire professionals in the world. Leading them is an honor of a lifetime. I pledge to the mayor, our firefighters, and to the people of Los Angeles is that the Los Angeles City Fire Department will be prepared. The Los Angeles City Fire Department will respond. and the Los Angeles City Fire Department will keep you safe. And to all the firefighters, I want you to know the love that I have for this department is the reason I'm coming back in this capacity.
Insane.
I watched last month as you were in the fiercest firefight in Los Angeles history, bravely battling the fires for days on end. I am grateful to work alongside all of you once again. Thank you very much.
And before I open it up for questions, let me acknowledge the president of the city council.
The press is going to ask questions, folks. This is going to be good.
I am grateful to work alongside all of you once again. Thank you very much.
And before I open it up for questions, let me acknowledge the president of the city council, Marquise Harris Dawson, Councilmember Curran Price, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez, Councilmember Adrienne Nazarian. Yes.
Well, I've got a question for you. You said that removing Chief Crowley is in the best interest of Los Angeles public safety. What specifically did she do to endanger public safety?
What
Well,
specifically
as
did
I
she do?
mentioned, 1,000 firefighters.
Okay, so the question was, what did she specifically do to endanger the public? Talking about the police chief. And she's saying 1,000 firefighters were not deployed.
You said that removing Chief Crowley is in the best interest of Los Angeles public safety. What specifically did she do to endanger public safety?
Well, as I mentioned, 1,000 firefighters who could have been on the job fighting the fires were sent home. The other thing that I mentioned is that I said after the fires were out, after the rain had stopped, that a full investigation would begin. One step of that investigation was to do an after-action report, of which she refused.
So we knew the 1,000 firefighters could have been called in the day after the fire. What changed?
What changed?
You said you weren't planning on firing her on January 11th.
Oh, well, let me just be clear. As I just said, while Los Angeles was on fire, after that we had rain.
We're in Africa.
I
Okay.
was not going to do anything while we were in a state of emergency. Next.
Well, we know you didn't do anything. You weren't even in the country.
No, we are
dude.
not in a state of emergency right now. Next question.
Mayor.
Yes.
He's being feisty too.
Chief, I assume you met, I assume this is not a decision you made this morning. When did you meet with Chief Crowley, former Chief Crowley?
About an hour ago.
And how did the meeting go?
It was very brief.
And did she tell you anything about why she did what she did?
It was a very brief meeting, no.
And the investigation that she didn't participate in?
Yes.
How did she not participate exactly?
Well, what I said is that the president of the Fire Commission told her to do a after-action report. She refused to do the report.
Did she give a reason for refusing?
Next.
Yes, thanks, Madam Mayor. Did the former chief ever talk about, what plan was in place, where she had positioned the firefighters? Is that become clear to you?
No, it is not. Next question. Yes.
Is the city required to do an after-action report under California Title 19?
Yes, it is required. I don't know about the title that you just mentioned, but yes,
Required to?
it is.
Do you understand if the LA County Fire Department is doing?
I do not know that.
Okay.
Yes,
You had said that Chief Crowley does not call and inform your office ahead of time as they have with previous fires. I'm wondering, what's the person they called before previous fires? Who's Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Brian Williams, who's on leave?
what I can tell you is that what has happened in the 2+ years I've been here, every time there was a weather emergency or even a hint of a weather emergency, the chief has called me directly. She has my cell phone. She knows she can call me 24/7.
So now she didn't know
And
the
she
fires
briefed
are
me,
coming?
And
Is
then
that
we
what it
would
is?
talk about what needed to happen next. That did not happen this time.
Warnings ahead of time. Are you
Yes.
saying you had no idea
Yes.
before you went to Ghana?
Excuse me, yes.
Oh, that's the question she doesn't want
And she
to be
briefed
asked.
me, and then we would talk about what needed to happen next. That did not happen this time.
Warnings ahead of time. Are you
Yes.
saying you had no idea
Yes.
before you went to Ghana?
Excuse me.
She's
yes.
saying she has no idea before she went to Ghana. She won't answer
She
that.
asked to do the after-action report. What was her justification?
I don't know her justification. She was asked this week. I learned about this yesterday.
Chief asked this week.
Yeah, it was this week. Yes,
Are you saying
Yes.
you hadn't seen any of the forecasts before you went to Ghana?
yes.
She won't answer the question.
Or what was her justification?
The reporter's asking, you're saying that you didn't know any of the fire forecast before you went to Ghana, and she won't answer that reporter. Insane.
She was asked this week. I learned about this yesterday.
Chief asked this week.
Yeah, it was this week. Yes,
Are you saying
Yes.
you hadn't seen any of the forecasts before you went to Ghana?
yes.
She won't answer the question.
For not
Yes.
having 1,000 firefighters.
I don't know. I don't know what the reason was.
Did you
Yes.
see any of the forecasts before you went to Ghana?
No.
No, you
When
didn't.
did
Yes.
you first meet her, on the 7th or 8th? When did you connect with her?
I spoke to her the evening of the 7th.
Evening of the 7th?
Yes.
Ghana time or?
Exactly, which was the morning here. So it was after the fire started. But let me just be clear. Los Angeles needs to move forward. This is a.
Yeah, get rid of you.
I
and
am
then move
excited
forward.
to welcome our new chief,
So leave me
who was
alone,
a
right?
41-year veteran of this fire department. He is well known. He is well liked. He knows most of the members of the city council, except for our 2 members that were recently elected. And it is our plan to continue moving forward. We want to have the full investigation that the governor has ordered and the investigation that we will do locally. Yes.
Thank you again. I wanted to back up a little bit because I think you actually spoke with the chief, because I heard it live on KNX News at 12:47 p.m. local time. You're in West Africa, the chief is here, and you're on KNX News talking about the fire
Yes.
disaster, and you're praising Chief Crowley for pre-positioning units that were necessary in
Ooh.
vulnerable places. You're also praising her leadership, and you said
Whoa.
something to the effect of LAFD is always at the ready.
And needless to say, I did not know all the facts, but I had spoken to her maybe a couple of hours before that. Yes.
2 quick questions. In terms of investigations, and since we're looking at the fire, is anything calls for the firing of BWP's chief over the issue of the rest of the officers up in that area? Are you looking into that as a possibility?
There will be an investigation of the water situation as well, and that will be done by the governor.
Same thing with the issue of fire hydrants?
Yes. All of that is being examined at the governor's initiation, and we might do something locally as well.
And to those who might say that.
Some good
this
questions
right
there.
now, as explained as it is, and you once it be sound, is also a reaction to her criticism to your office about the budget and what it's up to.
Let me just be clear about the budget. The fire department was not cut. I have done 2 budgets in my time here. In both budgets, the budget was increased, and I will anticipate that it will be increased this time as well.
I see you have 4 members of city council behind you.
I'm sorry?
I see 4 members of city council behind you. Do you expect that other members of city council will fight the ouster? I believe Monica Rodriguez is planning to fight it. Do you think that you have enough support on the council to avoid getting that vote over?
I believe that there is a lot of support on the city council. Yes?
Does this add to the sense of upheaval that has been going on for the last 5 weeks? You've had tensions with Lindsay Horvath, you've had back and forth over Steve Soberoff's pay. This now is a new, potentially destabilizing event. Is the city in upheaval, and is your office?
The city is not in upheaval. I am very happy that the rebuilding, the restoration, the clearing of the fire.
She's happy
of the
with
debris
everything. People are
has
forgetting what
moved
happened.
forward way ahead of time. We have just experienced the worst natural disaster that our city has ever experienced. It would be wonderful to think that everything would be smooth every step of the way, but I don't believe that that is realistic. I think we are standing together. I think we're standing strong, as evidenced by the leadership of the city council being here with me, with members of the city council, and there's many more that are not here. We have worked very well together. Now, are there differences along the way?
Folks, also stay tuned. We got updates with the Menendez brothers case. It's going to be on a different stream here on Nerd Report right after this one.
It's about not.
But I don't believe that that is realistic. I think we are standing together. I think we're standing strong, as evidenced by the leadership of the city council being here with me, with members of the city council, and there's many more that are not here. We have worked very well together. Now, are there differences along the way? Of course they are. Yes, very well together. Now,
Not getting a phone call from Crowley. You know, I think that for some people, they see you as the top of the food chain. You know,
Exactly.
you're in charge. You're supposed to be the one getting information from people, and you're not supposed to blame others. You're supposed to be responsible.
let me just say that yes, as the mayor of the city, the buck stops with me. I am in
Except
charge.
now.
However, the person in charge of the fire department, as I mentioned before, whenever there was a fire emergency, a weather emergency, or a hint of a problem, I am contacted directly, and not just by Chief Crowley, but by any of the heads of the departments. As you know, we have over 40 departments. I'll take a couple more. Yes.
My understanding is that the city council put into motion of an after action report. Was Chief Crowley participating with that investigation?
I do not know that.
Do you only get your information from your aides and chiefs and things like that, or do you watch other outside news sources?
Oh, I watch news all the time. Yes.
See it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Any sense of where the fire union stands on this decision?
I do not know. Okay, one final question.
One
from
final
you. You've not
question.
asked a question.
Also, any plans for the department? Would you come in? Yes, my name is
Sí lo hago. I just plan on moving forward. I want to move the department forward and take care of our firefighters. So I don't want to look backwards. I don't want to look to the past like the mayor
Right.
stated. I just want to look for the future. En español, quiero nomás que los bomberos ven el futuro y la gente también de la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Yo estoy bien orgulloso de estar en esta posición, este puesto, y doy gracias a todos. Gracias.
Mayor Bass, do you
Thank
not
you very much.
the National Weather Service forecast at City Hall?
Thank you very much.
Do you? That's an important question. You said you didn't.
She won't answer the question. All right, folks, we're going to be updating the Menendez brothers thing later on today. So you're going to be redirected to that stream. Yeah, did she refuse to file a report? I don't know, man. We'll get more into this and everything. Let me drop the link to the new our next video in the comments. So you could go over there and hit the waiting for or whatever, the notify me. Here you go. Dropping the link in the comments. We're getting the next video on the Menendez brothers. DA did a update. So we'll see. Drop that link, hit over there, log in, you'll be redirected. Astrid, hopefully we'll see you there, and everyone else. Thank you so much. Nerd out.